he's gone with it with his left foot. Maybe he had to. Might have been.
He should have flicked it up and headed it.
Flicked it up and headed, because he does love a headed goal. But once we didn't take that, they virtually went down the other end, and we conceded probably what was a great goal from their part. There's not much you can do with a wall pass, but maybe a bit sloppy when we get to have a look at it. But Australians started off the game fairly well.
Well, here's that goal.
This is the goal
from Egypt, and we really were under the pump here.
That's where we fall asleep. We didn't react to that loose ball.
And we normally scramble well in those situations, and if you get that half chance to save the day, we do. But that time we got caught a little bit, perhaps watching the play unfolding, and perhaps thinking that this guy was going to score. But Wiltshire did a wonderful job to tackle. But then he'll be disappointed that no one else was following up, really. So, I mean, Lucas Neal perhaps a little bit guilty of ball watching there, and not really getting to the second man who was the ultimate goal scorer.
Yeah, it's just this next ball that they pounce on. We didn't react to.
I mean, it was a lovely little bit of work out of midfield, really. The wall pass, which we always talk about, is so difficult to defend against. But I think once we got that second opportunity with the block from Wiltshire, we probably should have scrambled a little bit more desperately. Yeah,
that's right. The Aussies have had a couple of chances which you guys touched on. We'll just have a look at it now. Look at them now, because we've had some chances, but not really threatened too much, Robbie.
Well, look, we've changed so much of the way we play that you can see the great build-up for that goal. That this chance with it, no, it's it was very cagey opening, and that one's just a long ball through. Scott McDonald nearly gets his head on it. It drops to Tim Carr. The keeper does very well, to be fair, Sobo. And, like Trimmer said, it was a rather dull sort of opening. That's a great ball into the feet of Brett Holman, and he shows great feet, and Timmy. Can he open himself up there, maybe take it with his right foot? I mean, his left foot isn't his favoured foot, of course.
Very wanton in possession. I think this will be the largest point of concern for Holger Osik. It's just a matter of holding on if you continue to turn the ball over.
Beautifully measured pass, and they could be in for a second here. They've scored a second, and it's his first touch on the park. Would you believe it? It's Ghetto, and it's 2-0 for the Pharaohs. What an introduction. Mohamed Zidane, the architect, with the defence-splitting pass. El Mohammadi with the delivery, and Ghetto with the finish. The three substitutes combined, and the coach is a genius.
Well, as Hassan Shaherta rings the changes, Australia squandered possession and fall on their own sword. It's been a very sloppy performance from the national team when in possession of the ball. Down the left-hand side, Carney forced to turn and chase. It's a delightful ball, really. It's that difficult one for defenders. Damage done here. From this point on, you'd had to back Egypt in, because that curling cross away from the goalkeeper, in between he and Lucas Neal, who's retreating, and Ghetto just too quick.
Opportunity to make their winning margin even more emphatic, and Lucas Neal has picked up a yellow card for arguing. This will tell us a little more.
They're very close to offside in the first instance. Hardly conclusive.
Goodness me.
The referee had a great view. Whatever he thought he saw, he had an unimpeded view of it.
I've seen more push and shove in the playground, but it doesn't matter, because Mohamed Zidane has wrapped it up for Egypt. 3-0, and the margin of victory will be emphatic in Cairo.
Well, there might be some discussion about the nature of the third goal. There can't be a lot of question marks about the scoreline. Australia well beaten here tonight. A yellow card for the celebration, which is mandatory. And Australia's heaviest defeat for...
And if we're going to be pernickety about the rules, Harps, there are about 8 players inside the penalty box before that kick was taken, but there you go.
Well, they're moot points. Australia well beaten tonight. 3-goal margin I don't think is unreasonable, notwithstanding the fact this was a pretty questionable call.